So let me ask, what is the, and I know you lived in America for a minute, I believe I saw, what is the difference between Africans, Uganda African blacks, and the United States blacks? What's the difference between the two countries?
I think one of the things that really helped me to understand Black America was living there. When I first came to Black America, going to the churches, the first thing that I noticed was that in every church, there was about 70% were women or 80% were women and 20% were men in the church.
Yeah.
And that really bothered me. That's 1990. That's when I came, 1992. That's when I came to the United States, in New York, in Philadelphia, going down Atlanta. I began to see a phenomenon, even in colleges, that it's mostly women in historical Black colleges. So I got to ask, and I'm like, what are you guys doing about this issue? This is a problem. In Uganda, in Africa, we have about 50-50. We got the men in the church. We got the women in the church. How do you bridge this gap? So I see that Black America, one of the things that helped me to understand was a book of Justice Book, Slouching Towards Gomorrah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, great. That was really helpful for me in understanding America, especially on the area of the race relations, when he reviewed the 50 years of the Black affirmative action that separated fathers from mothers and has created, I think, what I would see as a matriarchal state of Black America. So when I look at Black America and I compare it to Africa, I see what the European and the America is trying to bring. What caused the failure in America, the breakdown of the Black family, is being put into Africa through gender, through feminism, through the exporting of scholarships that they are sending to us. And being an intellectual, being a pastor of a college, one of my duties is to be an academic pastor, is to question ideas, to contest ideas. And I'm like, well, look, this thing has been in Black America for 60 years. The same policies you're trying to bring to us have failed. Look at the feminization of the Black male. Yeah. What we have seen, and that is what they are bringing over as an export to Africa. By and large, the average African woman is respectful of her culture and tradition. She desires to have a family, a husband and a wife. They love to have children. They are religious, whether they are Christian or Muslim. And their number one issue is not, the pet causes, whether abortion or feminism or alternative lifestyle. That's not, their number one issue is to have children. So there is a difference in just that microcosm, the microcosm of the women, of the society. It's very much male. The men are seen, the boys are seen, as well as the girls. But increasingly, because of the European American type of thinking, they're exporting what I see has happened to Black America, which I'm sure you know very well, and you try to change very well. Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Are they, and I want to ask you in a minute here about the organization you started, Straight Nation, but let me ask, are they starting to have an impact on changing the cultural and the mindset of the Black Ugandans there?
Oh yeah. I have just, I'm on the final stage of writing a book, Africa's Resistance to Euro-American Agenda of Homosexuality. And in researching it, I've taken it's coming to 8 years. But I see a well-organized plan on taking over African society and changing it. And it's very well documented. They had a conference in South Africa in 2004 where they mapped out in detail how they want to change Africa, the society, the religion, the laws, the culture, and how they want to make what is the culture of, we want to make the minority, and they want to bring the new, the modified Christendom or culture. And they've been funding it very well with, United Nations, with World Bank, and agencies that are international, multinationals. So they have been working on it. One of the things they did was they gave scholarships to some of our best students, and they brought them. And they brought them to University of Michigan, Harvard University, and they teach them gender courses, gender ideology.
That's amazing.
And so when they get the very best, then they bring them back. They become, one of the professors became the head of the School of Law. And she and her husband have been heading the School of Law in Uganda. And so you can imagine that from 1990, coming to 2000, that's 10 years. 2000 to 2010, that's 20. 2000 to 2020, that's 30. Now what has happened is that the students who have been indoctrinated have now entered into their magistrates in court, their high-level officers, and we have this shift that the older judges, the older magistrates, those who are older have the older mindset of, hey, a man is a man, he's not socially constructed. A woman is a woman biologically, they're not socially constructed, but we got the new ones. And so I think we have maybe about 7 years if something doesn't change. The second one was our experience with the former president, Barack Obama, who we loved very much. We were excited that a black man was now finally in the White House and that he's going to look up for the interests of Africa and Africans. It was like a messianic moment.
Yeah. I remember that. What a mess.
What a mess. I don't think we've had any president who has messed up Africa than the former president Barack Hussein Obama, because he made executive orders that turned the entire United States government for one purpose only. And one purpose was the exporting of the culture of sexual deviance. This became, the LGBT became the number one agenda for every American agency. The Department of Commerce, Secretary of State, Foreign Services, every group, it made it its point. Now they come to Africa, they're finding these very old conservative African Christian presidents, and they're like, you gotta bring the gay rights here. You gotta bring LGBT. They are hitting us on the head. There's no debate over here. They are blackmailing us with removal of funding for hospitals, for healthcare. It's a mess. It is an absolute mess.
What a mess.
It is a mess. And if I've written it in my book, I'm on the, hopefully in the next about 1 month, it will be out. Africa's Resistance is Straight Nation Uprising, the African story of our resistance to Barack Obama's policies. So that's coming up.
I remember when Obama was there, and I remember there was a lot of talk about Uganda resisting his homosexual ideas. They were not going to let that happen over there. So it was a major discussion. And I was happy to see that finally black people stand up for something that's right.